Hi everyone, thank you for joining me again as I discuss some masterclass topics and answer some of your questions you've had for me over the past few weeks. Today, Alyssa from Alabama writes, I have been having issues for years with producing a clear tone quality. My tone has a bit of air in the sound and I'm not sure how to fix it. Also, how can I control my vibrato enough to add variety rather than the same vibrato speed throughout the piece? Well, Alyssa, at some point it's a matter of opinion as to how much air should be in the sound and how much it differs up close to far away. When I was in school and I would hear Mr. Julius Baker play in the New York Philharmonic, when I sat in the back row of the balcony, his tone was flawless, crystal clear. You could hear a pin drop. When I was up close to Mr. Baker, you would hear this sound, this whooshing air, and I think that is part of our natural acoustic. You're not going to get away from it, except if you just push a button. So why don't you consider recording yourself and finding out if you're actually losing some air. Are you being as efficient as you could be? Is the air escaping out the sides? Is it saying sss? If so, you could put a pencil in your mouth and then pretend to drop it, and that would be your airstream. You want to lower the airstream because if you're having an energy crisis, that's what you're probably going to hear. My other point about this is that if you went and closed off all that air and went into this pristine, tiny, tiny little sound that was, yes, clear, but it would not carry. So you must consider that the air that you're hearing in the sound is very natural and I think beautiful. Now, as far as vibrato is concerned, it's about singing. And I would listen to vocalists and violinists, a lot of string players and a lot of singers. Just make sure that you're understanding vibrato is the most natural thing in the world. It's like your singing voice. And vibrato that you can't tell is there is the best vibrato speed. So there's speeds and then there's placement. The placement is front, middle, back, according to me. The front would be for Nielsen concerto. It would be in your face and very much present in the sound. I'm singing in like that. Maybe for a fantasy would be good for the middle of the vibrato. So there it's in the middle of the sound with a medium fluctuation. The back of the sound would be reserved for J.S. Bach, perhaps. So where I place my vibrato is a consideration, and then the speed. So I always take Trudy Kane's vibrato exercise to heart. She explains, after playing for so many years in the Metropolitan Opera and being around singers, that the wider undulations are reserved for the largest, biggest sound. Conversely, Afternoon of a Faun would not get that very wide vibrato. It would get a very small, narrow one. Everyone has their opinion on slow or fast vibrato, but I would say, Alyssa, you go listen to singers and listen to string players and sing your heart out and put it into the flute. Make sure that the vibrato you choose is appropriate for the genre of music that you're playing, the speed of the music that you're playing, and that it's always present, because if vibrato is always there, you can choose where not to use vibrato. I would suggest non-vibrato practice a lot. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. If you have a question, don't hesitate to email me.